Hello there, and welcome to the Cult of Cinema. And we're talking Halloween. It's gonna be a quiet video because it's late at night. I'm at my mom's and don't wake them up. But let's talk Halloween kills. There's been a proliferation of news that's come out. Either way, and because of that, I figured it'll be fun to discuss. So there have been mixed reviews coming up for Halloween. There's been the whole peacock thing, and yeah, so a lot of stuff to digest. Now, for a lot of the not so good reviews, for one of them in particular, it was negated. Hey there, Antoine, because basically the reviewer didn't know a lot of what he was talking about. It was an older reviewer that's actually been around for a while. I think he used to work for Entertainment Weekly, but he obviously, from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre comment, it was obvious that the guy did not know horror. So we'll get into that. We'll dive into that. Has anybody seen the reviews and stuff? Hey, there's Cinema Dave. I'll be back soon. Actually, I'm got a couple days here. I'm enjoying my time with my mom. It's been a ton of fun, and I've been going to many comic shops. I haven't got a lot of footage. I got to get some footage before I come back. So who here has been looking at the reviews, like looking at all the things online, checking everything out? Obviously, I'm not in my usual place. I'm here in St. John's, Newfoundland, which is kind of cool. What's everybody's thoughts so far? Because, that helps when we're interactive, as opposed to just me rambling on. But I can ramble, don't worry. So let's break down some of the things we've seen in some of the reviews. I'm not going to read reviews out. Vernon, I do too. I like the trailer. I like what I'm seeing from it. So what I can gather from what I'm seeing is we're going to get a much more violent Halloween film as a sequel. And Ben Wheatley's fantastic. Hey there, Vince. Yeah, my mom's is asleep upstairs, so I'm going quieter than normal. My mom and Jamie Lee Curtis is back. Now, I would expect to see less of Jamie Lee Curtis in this film, because what they should be doing, and I think they're doing this, hey there, Carrie, is basically setting it up so that we have more than one protagonist that we can go with when it comes to this series. We had a extremely underutilized Judy Gear in the last film, and a kind of a female young lead that honestly didn't do as much as expected, and especially her boyfriend actually didn't do very much at all except for throw a phone. And apparently he's in the new one as well, so we'll get to see more of him. We're going to get to see Anthony Michael Hall playing the role of Tommy Doyle, which I'm actually really curious about. Well, she doesn't have a son in the film. That's like H2O, which is a different timeline. See, in Halloween, there's like multiple timelines. There's the Halloween and Halloween 2 and the H2O timeline. There's the Halloween 2, Halloween 4, 5, 6 timeline. There's the Rob Zombie timeline. And there's the Halloween's Just a Movie, Halloween 3 timeline. It is going to be streaming simultaneously on Peacock as it is in theaters. NBC is really trying to push Peacock with their the stuff, whether it's from their WWE network, which, considering how bad WWE is, that's may not help them, but this here might. And I can kind of see it. There's still people that are reluctant to go to theaters. I don't think it's going to affect anybody that's already going to go to the theater. If you were already going to go to the theater to watch this movie, you're going to go anyway. if you were going to wait to see this on a streaming service, you were always going to wait to see this on a streaming service. This isn't going to affect the bottom line of the film, in my not so humble opinion. I think we see less Laura this time around, as we should. She's hurt. We'll have her in the hospital, which should be kind of a homage to part two. We'll have it be more violent, which will be very much like part two, because they do like to have like kind of winks and nods to the original franchise. And I think anybody not expecting like her to be in the hospital after what happened in the first film, sorry, but that's really to be expected. That, and I don't think Jamie Lee Curtis wants to be front and center throughout the films, in all three of these films. This is her definitive swan song. She tried to get it last time around. It didn't work out the way she wanted it. So this time around, I think she's more in charge of what she wants to do and what the part that she wants to play in the films. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes there. Now, they said that this is going to be more violent, and again, so is part two. When we went from the first Halloween, we went to the second one with, with the needle in the eyeball. We got to see exactly. We got to see the burning in the scalding water from the nurse. There's a lot of like more blood in part two than there was in part one for Halloween, and it was apparent. It was something that was done on purpose from John Carpenter, who wanted to kind of catch up with the Friday the 13th that were becoming popular at the time. So we got to see kind of like in the first film, he was unleashed and it was violent, but we usually saw the after effects, the aftermath of it, and it's kind of what we're seeing here. And in the first one, and in the second one, we got to see more of the gore and what's expected in the sequel. Now, as for some of the other things, let's talk about those. And so apparently there's a town chant, like "Evil never dies," and some people thought it was kind of corny. Like the critics were pretty harsh on that. Apparently, none of the critics has ever read a Halloween script or ever saw anything that Donald Pleasance has ever said in any of the films. It's an obvious like shout out to Pleasance and I've been trick-or-treated to death tonight. You don't know what death is, and that type of thing. Those kind of corny, over-the-top lines that Pleasance did so well throughout the franchise. So we're getting kind of like a town one here, and I'm sure we'll get a couple more ones like that throughout. There is apparently rumored a guy that, not much of a spoiler, but apparently it's a guy that's supposed to be kind of that they think is Mars, but it's not. But he doesn't look like Mars. He's sort of like, he's kind of a chubbier guy, and that's a throwback, actually, to one of the lesser liked Halloweens. It's a throwback to Halloween Resurrection, because basically in Halloween Resurrection, there's a sequence at the beginning of the film with a guy that's can rattle off in his head the names and the stats of serial killers, and he does it when Michael actually gives him a mask when he's going to when he goes into to finally face off with Laurie for the last time. And in one of the original scripts for Halloween Resurrection, one of the things that they thought about doing was actually having that guy be the killer, and us not know that it wasn't Michael until later on in the film, and have Michael still be open up for another film. They didn't go that way, obviously. They did use Michael Myers in Halloween Resurrection, but I'm guessing David Gordon Green knows his Halloween stuff, and that's kind of a nod to that. So we got that. Hey, I'm live. Oh, I'm live. I'm on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's my mom's wife from Bax. But with that, we will talk another time, and we'll get more in depth with Halloween Kills because it's going to be fun, and I think people are not giving it enough credit. So I'll see you soon, right here in the cult, the cinema. Hey there, Dave.